Meeting is now in session for May the 20th. Let us stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our moment of silence.
Father, indeed, we are thankful for this day of life that you've blessed us with. We thank you for the opportunity to gather tonight. We pray that you bless this meeting and the decisions that are made, that they will be a benefit to our city and our community. I pray your hand of protection on each of us and our county and city as these storms are passing through. And just surround us with your grace and your love. Thank you for the many blessings of life that you give to us, and we ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Item 1.3, approval of minutes from the regular meeting. Board of Mayor, Alderman.
To the citizens of Springfield, it's with deep regrets of the statement I made after the last meeting. It was very provocative, and I just lost my discipline, so I apologize to the city of Springfield because it's not characteristics of me. So I beg your forgiveness.
Thank you, James. Item 1.3, approval of minutes for the regular meeting, Board of Mayor and Aldermen, held April 15, 2025. We have a motion by Alderman Gregg, second by Alderman Bradley. Let's vote. Anyone care to change their vote? Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 5-0.
Very good. Item 1.4, that is our public comment period. I think there is no one signed up for public comment. We will move into our public hearing section, item 1.5. First item, ordinance 25-05, an ordinance amending the fiscal year of 2025 annual budget for the city of Springfield by amending certain general fund and utility fund operating budgets. Is there anyone here to speak to this item, public hearing? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 2, ordinance 25-26, an ordinance amending the conditions of service manual by amending the section entitled wastewater. Is anyone here to speak to that item, public hearing? Seeing no one, item 3. Resolution 25-07, a resolution annexing and zoning property between Highway 41 and William Basson Parkway to multi-residential and office MRO. Anyone here to speak to that item? Seeing none, we will close our public hearing section and move on to legislative. Item 2.1. Discuss and possibly take action on ordinance 25-05 on second and final reading. An ordinance amending the fiscal year 2025 annual budget for the city of Springfield by amending certain general fund and utility fund operating budgets. We have a motion by Alderman Hubbard and a second by Vice Mayor Harris. I believe Ryan has some comments for this.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. So this needs to be amended on second reading to and it's included everything that's on first reading, but on second reading we're including some golf course financials, shoring up the cost of goods sold, which is generally something we have to do at the end of each fiscal year for the golf course, as well as increasing a little bit, moving some money for that capital project that was going on out here, that is still going on thanks to the weather not cooperating. But this, if you'll please amend this exhibit on second reading.
I motion to amend.
Motion to amend. Are we ready to vote? Do we need a second for that amendment?
Second.
I have a second. Mayor Harris. All right, we ready to vote? Let's pass our votes. Anyone care to change their vote? Seeing none, Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 5-0.
Item 2.
Got to vote on the main motion. Got to vote on that was on the amendment. We got to vote on the main motion.
Okay, now we'll vote on the main. We have a vote. We have Alderman Hubbard has the motion. Alderman Harris has the second. We'll vote on the main item. Are we ready to vote? We'll cast our votes. Anyone care to change their vote? Would you tally the votes, please, Melissa?
Motion passes 5-0.
Moving to item 2.2, discuss and possibly take action on ordinance 25-06 on second and final reading, and ordinance amending the conditions of service manual by amending the section entitled wastewater. We have a motion by Alderman Hubbard, a second by Alderman Bradley. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, let's cast our vote. Anyone care to change their votes? Melissa, would you tally the results, please?
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. Item 2.3, discuss and possibly take action on ordinance 25-07 on first reading. An ordinance rezoning property on Roy Pit Road from low-density single-family residential, RS20, to medium-density residential, RS15. We have a motion by Alderman Hubbard, a second by Alderman Gregg. Any questions or comments? Are we ready to vote? Let's cast our votes. Anyone care to change their votes? Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 5-0.
Item 2.4, discuss and possibly take action on ordinance 25-08 on first reading. An ordinance adopting the annual budget and tax rate for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2025, running through June 30th, 2026. Have a motion by Vice Mayor Harris, a second by Alderman Hubbard. Any questions or comments? If we're ready to vote, let's vote. Does anyone care to change their votes? Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 5-1.
Very good. Item 2.5, discuss and possibly take action on ordinance 25-09 on first reading. An ordinance rescinding ordinance 24-11 in its entirety and setting a new schedule of rates and charges for Springfield sewer system. We have a motion by Alderman Bradley and a second by Alderman Hubbard. Any questions or comments? Are we ready to vote? Let's cast our votes. Anyone care to change their votes? Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Did you want to change your vote?
That's right, yes.
I'll change it. Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. Item 2.6, discuss and possibly take action on Resolution 25-07 on second and final reading. A resolution annexing and zoning property between Highway 41 and William Basson Parkway to multi-residential and office, MRO. We have a motion by Vice Mayor Harris and a second by Alderman Trotter. Any questions or comments? Are we ready to vote? Let's vote. Anyone care to change their votes? Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 6-0.
Item 2.7, discuss and possibly take action on Resolution 25-08, a resolution accepting a performance surety bond from Reyes Construction Incorporated to guarantee completion of infrastructure improvements in the Reyes Estates subdivision. We have a motion by Alderman Hubbard, have a second by Vice Mayor Harris. Any questions or comments? Are we ready to vote? Let's vote. Anyone care to change their vote? Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 6-0.
Item 2.8, discuss and possibly take action on Resolution 25-09, a resolution authorizing a long-term fixed wholesale natural gas supply agreement with the Tennessee Energy Acquisition Corporation. We have a motion by Alderman Hubbard. We have a second by Alderman Gregg. Ryan, I think you have something to add to this?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. And so this is a resolution for natural gas supply agreement. Our 20-year agreement with TAC, or the Tennessee Energy Acquisition Corporation, expires next year. And a lot of the member utilities, including Springfield, we're looking to re-up with TAC. That helps us get lower, reliable gas rates. There's some long-term supply that's locked in, some hedging that really helps us alleviate us from the volatile spikes in the natural gas market from time to time. We can't completely exclude us from that, but it helps mitigate some of that risk there. So we recommend you all to re-up this agreement with TAC for, I believe this agreement is not to exceed 30 and a half years, I believe is that 366-month agreement.
Thank you, Ryan. Any questions or comments? If not, let's vote. Anyone care to change their vote? Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 6-0.
Moving to our administrative section. Item 3.1, discuss and possibly take action on adjustment of retail electric rates of Springfield Electric Department due to wholesale fuel cost adjustment by the Tennessee Valley Authority. We have a motion by Vice Mayor Harris, have a second by Alderman Hubbard. Mr. Risha?
It's increased 6.6 this month. 6.6.
Increase? Any questions or any comments? If not, let's vote. Anyone care to change their vote? Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 6-0.
Item 3.2, discuss and possibly take action on the adjustment of the monthly gas rates of the Springfield Gas Department. We have a motion by Alderman Hubbard, a second by Alderman Trotter. Mr. Benji Davis?
Yeah, the purchase gas adjustment increased 2.6 cents, which results in an across-the-board increase of 3.62%.
Good. Any questions or comments? We're ready to vote. Let's vote. Anyone care to change their vote? Seeing none, Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. Item 3.3, discuss and possibly take action on providing input to staff for a possible speed limit change on Fifth Avenue recommended by the Traffic Committee. We have a motion by Alderman Hubbard, and we have a second by Alderman Trotter. I think you have something to add on this.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. First, I'll share that our local EMA just relayed that our severe weather threat has ended for the evening. It's just rain now, so thankful for that. Item 3.3, this is a discussion that we'd like your input on for a speed limit change that doesn't require a vote. We're kind of looking, it's kind of like what we did on South Main, where we were kind of looking for your opinion because you all are representative of the citizens and elected by the citizens, so we'd like to hear from you on a speed limit change that affects a major thoroughfare such as Fifth Avenue. The proposal here from the Traffic Committee, and this is Mr. Moore, and he can speak more to this, but Mr. Moore's thought process behind this is due to the development that's coming with Jasper Fields and increased traffic already on Fifth Avenue. The 30-mile-an-hour speed limit does not begin coming westbound, coming into town on Fifth Avenue until you get to Josephine Street. So that's at the top of the hill after you pass the animal clinic. That's when the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit starts. Mr. Moore's looking at that and would like to take that 30-mile-an-hour speed limit back to Bill Jones Industrial. So if you're coming in on 49, it's 55. It would drop to 40 there at the city limits, and then you'd have a stretch of 40 miles per hour until you got to Bill Jones Industrial, and then it would drop to 30 miles per hour as you really entered a residential area. So, Mayor, if you'd like Mr. Moore to explain more about that or what the Traffic Committee looked at in evaluating this, that would be fine too, or we'll be glad to answer any questions. But we're just kind of here tonight on this item looking for your opinion before we may implement this change, if you have any objections or concerns that we need to look into.
Mr. Moore, as you know, the intersection of Josephine and Field, sometimes it can be very scary coming out of there.
Yes, sir, and there's a number of other intersections that are like that as well, due to
but,
speeds that are coming through there. You don't have
And
much
so-
time, no, but not much sight distance.
so I'm personally, you know, because you're coming out of my ward into it, I'm personally behind this, slowing it down. That's what I wanted to say.
Why has it been different anyway? Why is one section 30, another section 40? Why has it not already been 30 all the way?
I can't explain that in the history of the city, but it's been that way since I got here. I don't know when anybody ever started acknowledging that, hey, you're in a residential area, you need to slow down, and there are no shoulders out there. So it is a dangerous situation to be having anybody walk. And so looking at that, I decided to present it to the traffic committee that this is an unsafe situation, and with the increase of new subdivision coming in, it potentially goes up even higher for conflict with pedestrians.
While we're there, is there any way we could put some slow down sign on Josephine Street? I mean, people just, once they turn on the streets, it's about a bus department, it's just a speedway all the way through. So is there any kind of way you can look into?
I will have to look into slow down signs. I don't know if that's a regularly approved sign to put out there. There's a number of signs that people like to put out there, really not approved by the Federal Highway Department. But I will look into it for you.
Because it's a speedway, and sometimes it's very scary seeing them come, a lot of children and senior citizens
I understand.
are in that corridor. And so I would like, you know, look at that.
I will get back to you.
Appreciate it.
I think it's a good idea. There's Highland you can't see when you're coming out there. And then also when you're coming into town, when the sun's just right, you can't see anyway. So
Consider this.
the slower you're driving, better it's gonna be.
I concur.
I'd like, Chief Ed, what would be your opinion? You don't have to.
We spoke, or we emailed back and forth with the traffic committee. I support it. I think it's a preemptive measure, especially with what's going to come, what we know is going to come through there. And anytime you can slow speeds down, I think it's a beneficial thing, especially when you're traveling, converting into the city and in that condensed area. It's difficult to get out of all those streets, and historically now, lately, we've had a big water problem in that area, so slowing people down too is a help with that until the state can get that resolved. So we're in support of it. And I'll look into your Josephine.
No, I looked at the
issue.
10th Avenue, Chief. I meant to, it went on the, that's the craziest. I mean, people just, once they turn on 10th Avenue off of Bill Jones, it's just zip all the way through, you know.
We'll get the traffic unit out there, look at some enforcement, and put up some speed signs.
You got a lot of people there that, you know, got older and young people who's not conscious of coming onto the street.
I know Josephine, I take my granddaughter to school, and your officers are up there regular in the morning times. In defense of your officers, they are up there by the dog pound, wherever.
Thank you.
I'm talking about further down. I appreciate that part. I'm talking about further down.
Is there anyone that's opposed to the lowering of the speed limit? I would say we're in agreement that would be.
Excellent.
Thank y'all very much. We appreciate your input and value your feedback. Thank you.
Item 3.4, discuss and possibly take action on the easement agreements for the Wartrace Creek Interceptor wastewater project. We have a motion by Alderman. We had a motion.
Got a motion?
Now we have a motion by Alderman Hubbard and a second by Vice Mayor Harris. Any questions or comments? If not, let's vote. Anyone care to change their vote? Melissa, would you give us our tally?
Motion passes 6-0.
Item 3.5, discuss and possibly take action on an annual contract with the RTA, the Regional Transportation Authority of Middle Tennessee, for bus service between Springfield and Nashville. We have a motion by Alderman Hubbard, have a second by Alderman Gregg. Any questions or comments?
Is
Ready
it
to
being
vote?
used very much, or does anyone know?
We get
I believe it
the,
is.
we get the ridership estimates from them every year, and it always seems to increase slightly. I saw some folks on the bus when it was dropping off the other day. I'm not sure exactly, how many were on there at the time, but I think there are some folks that are using the,
Consistently.
Any other questions or comments? If not, let's vote. Anyone care to change their vote? Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 6-0.
Item 3.6, discuss and possibly take action on Highway 257 water line upgrade easements. We have a motion by Alderman Bradley, a second by Alderman Hubbard. Any questions or comments? Let's vote. Anyone care to change their vote? Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 6-0.
Item 3.7, discuss and possibly take action on a professional services agreement with Energy, Land, and Infrastructure Incorporated for gas engineering services. We have a motion by Alderman Hubbard, a second by Alderman Gregg. Any questions or comments? If not, let's vote. Anyone care to change their vote? If not, Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 6-0.
Item 3.8, discuss and possibly take action on the agreement for land for the fire station number 3. We have a motion for Alderman Bradley, a second by Alderman Hubbard.
Mayor, until we get other information, I move to table this. Make a motion that we table it until we get further information.
We have to change.
you got a motion to table, and so now you just give it a second.
We have a motion to table this request. Would we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Trotter. We ready to vote on this?
I mean, unless someone has a discussion, I can remove it, but
We're still waiting for more information though, correct?
that's my understanding.
That's my
We don't have all the
understanding also.
information that we thought we might would have
Right,
by this time, so I see no reason that we probably couldn't table it just till next month.
agreed.
We should have it by then, but I would think we might, Mr. Burrow. But I mean, I'll do whatever the board wants to do.
City manager,
Yes, sir.
you have a comment?
Yeah, I think we don't have any information necessarily to report tonight on the alternative, and so I think that's what, hopefully we would have that by the June meeting.
All right, so we vote on the motion
Table.
to table? Right. Our screen, there we go. We ready to vote? Let's vote.
This is voting to table, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
this is to table. Anyone care to change their vote? If not, Melissa, would you tally the votes?
Motion passes 6-0.
We move on to our consent agenda.
Mayor, without objection, I move take it as one.
All righty,
Second.
we have a motion.
Can you remove yours, Mr. Hubbard?
Motion by
need a
Vice Mayor
second.
Harris, second by Alderman Bradley. Any questions or comments? If not, we're ready to vote. Let's vote. Anyone care to change their vote? If not, Melissa, would you tally the votes, please?
Motion passes 6-0.
At this time, I think we will go into recess for a moment, and we will come back and go back into our executive session. And we'll have our city manager's report.
Just a second.
Wait just a moment.
Okay.
Before we start everything, hold on.
All right.
Please.
We're good? We'll call our regular session meeting back in session.
All right.
City manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple quick things. I want to give a shout out to our IT analyst, Andy Smith. He has spent how many years with the city? Almost 17, and Andy's going to be leaving us to pursue an opportunity that he couldn't turn down, so we're grateful for everything that Andy's done for the city over his 17 years. He's got a good story. He started in Public Works, riding the back of a sanitation truck, and worked his way up in different departments of the city and became our IT analyst. He's done a great job to help move the city forward. A lot of what you see and hear in these tablets in front of you and all of that is vision of Andy and what he's done. So we appreciate Andy, but I wanted to let you know that we'll be on the hunt for a new IT analyst here in the near future. So if you see that, you'll know why. And if you see Andy before you leave, tell him how much you appreciate his service to the citizens of the city. A couple things. Garner Street Park is moving along. That is looking really good. If you haven't been down there, look even better if it would dry up a little bit and they could get some more work done down there. But we've all been battling the weather in various projects. A couple quick updates on junk collection and cleanup day. The month of April, we do junk collection. The Public Works Department collected almost 136 tons of junk in the month of April. So that is a service that our citizens took advantage of, and a service that's how we know that the message is out and our citizens are taking advantage of the service. So thanks to Clayton and his staff for doing a great job with junk collection. And then cleanup day, we had a lot of volunteers come out for cleanup day in the month of April also, and picked up litter, made the city look a little bit better, and picked up 5.75 tons of garbage that day in litter. So that is, I wish that was less than a ton. I wish there wasn't that much litter to pick up, but unfortunately there is. So, but we do appreciate our volunteers. We appreciate Larry's Restaurant for sponsoring that, providing free breakfast for our folks that volunteered to clean up, as well as TVA for sponsoring that and providing supplies. Mayor, that's all I have, unless there's any questions for me.
Yes, sir.
This weekend is a special day for all of us, especially to me since I'm a combat veteran. So make sure you support a family that lost someone in combat, because it's they gave it all. And I'm not gonna fuss, but I think, America need to wake up. We gave it all.
Good. Anyone else? Adjourn.